Do you ever wish that you could build rapport instantly, that you could connect with anyone, even if you've never met them before? Well, what I'm going to teach you in this video are 3 simple techniques that I use as a clinician to build that instant connectivity and rapport with people, even if I've never met them before. So whether it's for work, for friendship, for networking, you can use these 3 simple techniques to build trust and rapport instantly. Now, the 3 techniques I'm going to teach you are not about body language. What? I hear you cry. How can they not be about body language? Every video I watch on YouTube about rapport and connection talks about body language, talks about how I jiggle my leg in time with somebody else as we're going to have that instant connection. Body language can be important, but just think for a moment. How do you build rapport over the phone when you can't see the person? What about people that are visually impaired or blind and they can't see the person's body language? If it was all about body language, you would never be able to build rapport in these circumstances. So there has to be something else. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. So what happens when we build rapport and make that connection? Well, research tells us that when we connect with someone, when we build rapport, what is happening is our brain waves are syncing. They are matching. Our alpha waves align with each other. And the quickest and easiest way of doing this is through knowing what type of conversation a person is having and matching it. Now, what do I mean by what type of conversation? Well, in his book, Super Communicators, Chris Dougie identifies that there are only 3 types of conversation that we have, and that no matter what the interaction is, you will only be having one of 3 types of conversation. That is a practical conversation. Often these may happen at the start of a conversation, and it will be about what's this conversation's about. Maybe it appear later in the interaction when you're trying to find a solution or an outcome. We have the emotional conversation. This is where we talk about our feelings. Then we have the who are we conversation. This is about who we are, about our place in society, about how society sees us. And at any point in the interaction, these conversations can change. You can jump from the practical to the social, back to the practical to the emotional. And the key is knowing which one they're having and matching the correct response. Now, how do you match the correct response? Well, ask yourself a question. And that question is, what do they want? Do they want to be heard? Do they want to be helped? Do they want to be hugged? If they want to be heard, you then telling them stuff is going to fall on deaf ears. If they want to be hugged, you trying to help them find a solution is not going to match. And if they want to be helped, you just telling them what you want is not going to work. So if we don't match, then we won't build that rapport. And matching is also a key element of the second tip. And this is about matching the person's energy. Just think for a minute. If you came up to me in the street and said, "Hi Tim, how are you? If you've got a moment, I wouldn't mind a little chat." And I went, "Yes, of course, come on, let's get into it." You'd be like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And likewise, if you came up to me all full of energy, it was like, "Come on, let's go, let's get into this." And I'm like, okay, let's do that. You can see instantly that there's a mismatch, and that rapport and that connection isn't going to happen. So the second tip is match the person's energy. The third and important tip is listen. There is nothing more frustrating in a conversation than feeling like you're not being listened to. So we have to show the other person we are listening to them. And how do we do that? We do that through looping or reflecting. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that we repeat back to them what they've said. And it's not just the last thing they've said, parrot fashion. What you do is you kind of summarize the most important part and repeat it back. So you might say, what I heard you say was this. And actually, I think it's making you feel like that. Have I got that correct? And even if you've got it slightly wrong, the important thing is that you are showing that you are listening and trying to listen. So they're my 3 top techniques. Make sure you're having the right conversation. Match their energy and their volume in conversation, and show you are listening. If you can do those 3 things, I guarantee you will build rapport and connection instantly. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you found this interesting. If you have, please do like, share, subscribe below. If there's anything else you'd like me to talk about on a video, make a video about, then please do let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching.